Hey friends, welcome to EB Knits. My name is Emily. I am the maker, creator, and founder of everything you see here at EB Knits. I use my YouTube channel to talk to you about personal garments like the one I'm wearing, as well as my accessories in my EB Knits shop. You can find all of the accessories at accessories and home decor at EBKnitsbyEmily. I have an Etsy shop, EBKnitsbyEmily, but the widest collection of things is definitely on my website, EBKnits.org. I am wearing the Streamline Tank top. I have another YouTube video telling you all about it. This is the second one I've made, and I have 2 YouTube videos, one on each one. But today I'm going to talk to you about something in the EB Knits shop. So, it was actually earlier this year, a follower and friend messaged me suggesting, why don't you make yarn bracelets? Something more accommodating for men. And I said, oh, that's such a great idea. I didn't know how to implement that though, and it kind of just stayed on the back burner. But it was actually Knit Collage. Van Ray Knits came out with a bracelet pattern that I was a huge fan of, using their cotton yarn. I had their cotton yarn from my previous kaleidoscope cardigan sitting around, and I said I didn't know what to do with it because I only had one skein at the time. So I said, oh, let me try this pattern. So I did, and I have now used other scrap yarn, which is what the pattern is meant for. So here are some examples. These bracelets are the thinner ones. They're braids and fishtail braids that you can simply tie around your wrist. These are thicker, so they are more of a statement piece. Again, you just tie them around your wrist to fit. Oops, sorry, I keep dropping them. There's a bunch of different colors. This is actually the basket yarn right here. So it's leftover basket yarn that definitely wasn't enough to make baskets, but was enough to make these fun friendship bracelets. So that is what these are made, the friendship bracelets are made of, all scrap yarn from personal projects and EB Knits projects. I just have a little bit left, not enough to make much about anything else, but these bracelets are perfect. Obviously, using your scraps and using what you have is a big way to help the environment, so they are eco-friendly in that way. Instead of throwing them away, we're remaking them into something beautiful. One of my personal favorite parts is how much they challenge my creativity. Using yarns that I normally wouldn't put together, but this is one of my favorite ones, and I didn't even think about putting that together. So they're just so, that's really pretty. I have a lot of those. This one, again, didn't know how that was gonna work, putting these together, but I really liked how it came out. Some of them I had enough to make several, like these, and some of them, like this one you see here, is just a one-off, so it just depends. There's also these that I'm wearing on this wrist here. These are more of like the bracelets you make at camp, but instead of tying them on your wrist, put them on your wrist, and then you adjust with these, and it fits however you like it to fit. They are knots, and they're what you, like I said, you would make at camp, and I'm excited to make more of things like these because researching friendship bracelets, there's the crochet ones, there's the braids, and then there's these fun ones. I really want to make more of things like these, and I think it's just so fun. And like I said, it's just a nice break, a creative outlet, especially during this pandemic, and I really enjoy making these friendship bracelets for you. 100% of the sales of these friendship bracelets, so none of it, the cost of yarn, the cost of labor, none of it's going back to me, no profit. 100% of this is going to the Color of Change. Color of Change is a wonderful organization that I've come across on my anti-racist awakening journey, and they advocate for decreasing and eliminating discrimination in society. So they hold social media platforms accountable, they hold politicians accountable, they hold organizations, big businesses, the community accountable. They have a lot of different initiatives. Feel free to go to their website. I really like their movement, and I respect what they're doing, and that is the organization that I've chosen to support with these indefinitely. The sales of these will always go to Color of Change. I have a couple of one of my favorite things about being a business is that I can support other organizations more than I just could personally. So I'm hoping that all together we can support these organizations that do so much good for the world. So I have a couple of other ideas in progress. I think it's really important to stand up and talk about these issues and by these issues, I mean racism, discrimination, white privilege, and people not willing to identify it and come to terms with it. I was ignorant to it and naive. I grew up in a small town of probably 98% Caucasian people, and then I went to college in Chicago to Loyola. And even at that point, I still wasn't fully aware of all the discrimination and how people had to deal with life differently than I did. So really I've come to this awakening and in the last few months, and I just encourage so much education. This is not something I would have said 3 months ago, 4 months ago, even talking like this, but now I do feel more, I do feel more comfortable because I feel more educated. So I feel like I know I'm talking about more, and I feel like that's really important. So do your research, watch the documentaries, listen to the podcasts, read the books, read the articles, listen from people who are willing to teach you. Plenty of people talking about and sharing their experience. So go seek them out, seek out their articles, seek out what they've shared. They don't need to keep re-talking about it for us, naive people. So, I feel like I talked about this more eloquently in my last video, but unfortunately, like I said, that was cut off. But I just want to stress how important it is to really do the research, put in the education, don't choose ignorance, choose knowledge in these situations. And it's hard and it's sad. Identify your white privilege, identify how you benefited from these systems. Systematic racism exists. Everything from redlining, communities, gentrification, schools, everything, down to going to the store. So just identify that, and to me, identifying it is the first step in being educated, because once we know, then we can try and do better.